Hey guys, I just want to say I was right. Anyways, we're gonna get into it. It was the season finale of The Amazing Race, and it was so good. I will confess I missed a little of the beginning because I was dumb and forgot it was on last night. And Scotty called me, and I was like, "Oh," and like had to put it on. But apparently I didn't miss too much. I really got the good juice of it at the end. So
luckily, just leg 10, which was Greece to Portugal. So not the final leg, but like the one before the final.
Fumbled the bet.
We have a lot to cover. So let's just get right into it. This second to final leg, we have the final four. We have Raquel and CAYLA, who are coming off of a first place win. Yep. Kim and PENN in second. ARUN and NATALIA in third. And Ryan and Dusty in fourth. Yep. Also coming off of a leg that was a non-elimination. Thank God.
Thank you, baby Jesus.
This leg for leg 10 was Lisbon, Portugal. And it was pretty fun.
Out of your Portuguese, so you know we can like relate.
They just had some unique destinations and challenges.
Like what do they call them? Roadblocks.
Roadblocks or detours. I don't really know the difference. I'm gonna be honest.
I feel like they give very similar to me, but maybe it's just these past seasons. I don't know.
I know like roadblocks you can only have one person do.
Yeah.
But like detours are like a
team thing. That's the difference, right?
Yeah. Also, I was gonna say real quick, we can throw this in. This is the first season since season 12 to not include any U-turns.
You told me that right before we were filming, and I was like, oh shit, yeah. What the hell? There was 2 last season. There was none this season. That's weird. I didn't even think that. I
thought about it earlier in the season, and I was like, I wonder if that's just like a thing separate for season 32. But no, it's been around
for forever.
For a while. So I was expecting them to include it in the finale.
It's weird. I wonder why. Maybe because there was already that break and not everyone came back. Like maybe they were just like, we'll leave that out then. Like there's been enough turmoil. We're not going to add like some extra, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there was already, 3 non-elimination legs?
That's true.
And you brought teams back. I mean, I don't know. I think it was like if we sabotage another team with a U-turn after saving another team, it might look bad.
Like that wouldn't add up with the way the episodes are, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
We start with they run up to this fort. They have to drive to it. And while they're at the top of the fort, they have to look down along the coast to find a flag. Once they find the flag, they have to.
So yeah, what happened? Oh my God.
Then they have to go to their car and drive to where they saw the flag. But it's not exactly like super close. It's like far away. So like they're trying to remember like what they were seeing next to it to like see if they can get there. Kim and PENN end up getting there first. Raquel and CAYLA and ARUN and NATALIA end up having a little bit of a back and forth. They're running up the hill. No. Like they're running up the hill and they see ARUN and NATALIA talking to someone. And then also Kim and PENN, as they're going up the hill, end up seeing Raquel and CAYLA coming down. Which I think has been kind of the most interaction that we've seen all season. Because for the most part, they're pretty separate until it comes to like the group kind of efforts for like.
Or the stairs that one time. That was like
the stairs, the mountain climbing stuff.
That had like a good amount of overlap. Other than that, it's been pretty separate for the most part. Yeah.
This one is called Who Wants to Go Exploring? So once they get to the flag, they end up going to this dock where there's a bunch of boats. Half the boats have famous Portuguese, either like actors or like celebrities. It just depends. The only one I recognized was Cristiano Ronaldo. Everyone else, oh no, sorry.
Sorry about it, guys. I'm a cultured swine.
half Portuguese celebrities and then half Portuguese explorers. And you basically had to pick an explorer. And you don't know if you picked the right one until you row all the way to the checkpoint.
Damn.
So that only happened to one person, which was Ryan. He ended up picking the wrong boat, and then he ended up having to go back and choose another one. But Kim and I believe Raquel ended up finishing pretty quickly. There was some controversy here though. As Ryan is coming back to get his other boat, ARUN is kind of lost and doesn't know, so he's just picking one at random. He's like a little bit away from the dock and he realizes, he recognizes a famous Portuguese explorer. Don't remember the name, I apologize. But before he can go back, Ryan takes that boat and it kind of screws over ARUN for this
oh damn
challenge. It wasn't like
it wasn't on purpose, it just happened kind of thing.
No, it was like Ryan and ARUN both realized like, oh, that's a famous explorer, like I'm gonna choose that one. But Ryan ended up getting there first.
Yeah. Okay.
So it wasn't like oh, he's gonna pick this boat, I'm gonna pick this boat.
Yeah. It was controversial, but it wasn't like purposeful.
No. So then the next challenge is paint the town. They end up going to these kind of facade doors, and they have to replicate the painting that's on the little sardine can on the door. So it's already outlined for them. They just have to fill it in.
Oh.
But it's not like just squares. Like it's like intricate like details on like, there was like 3 fish. There was like a sunset with like a boat. And this one ends up causing some trouble for Ryan and Dusty.
Sounds about.
Yeah. Basically, Raquel and Kayla and Kim and PENN end up getting there around the same time. And they both start checking. Kim and PENN end up like missing a few of the outlines on the words that they have. But obviously they don't tell you like, oh, you still need to outline the words.
Yeah.
So like then they're going back and touching up stuff they don't need to touch up. It's like the classic, like, take a step back, breathe for a second, and like really look at why you didn't get a check. But instead they're like, let's like fine tune like the F and like let's outline the fish again. And it's like it just ends up getting worse and worse. However, PENN finds out that they forgot to fill in the inside of the letters, and they end up going and getting a check. But Raquel and Kayla end up getting checked first, and I believe it was their like first or second.
They got it done pretty quick.
Yeah, Raquel and Kayla were like, I thought for sure we're gonna get first. Like overall. I mean,
it was pretty to that. It was pretty close. Very close.
So
they were
then
nervous at the end there. Those two.
I know, especially recently with like the first place wins, because I was like, damn, like they're really coming up. Like it's not like they were always consistently in like the top 3 for the most part.
Yeah, they really it was like the second half of the whole show that they really just were on this incline.
Yeah, it was after that episode where they like messed up the directions.
Like they really did like get it together or have some real good luck on their side. Like them coming in the place that they came in, if you had told me that would happen from the beginning or the first couple episodes, I would not have believed you. Like, not that they were off to see that happening.
Yeah, I think Raquel and Kayla and Ryan and Dusty kind of switched halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Where Ryan and Dusty started making a little bit more,
it was like
mistakes.
They came in like full throttle and then like kind of plateaued, whereas like Raquel and Kayla like
had a slower start
and then just were like boop at the end, which I think I'd rather have because more likely to win.
Yeah. So with the doors, Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla end up finishing. Ryan and Dusty end up getting there and they start painting, but they end up forgetting to paint the doorknob, and they end up checking over and over and over and over again, not realizing they need to paint the doorknob. So it leaves ARUN and NATALIA to show up last, but then they're like, well, Ryan and Dusty are stuck at a challenge. Maybe we can beat them. It was kind of funny. NATALIA was a little savage. She was like, I mean, they've been stuck before. Like, it was kind of funny. She was like, I mean, I think we can, you know,
ARUN's like,
past them.
Talia, let's get this done first.
But there is another a little scary moment for Raquel and Kayla. As they're leaving to go to the next clue, they've already gotten to the car and everything. They realize they left the map at the doors. So
I just give them, like, not that because I missed all this, like, that gives them even more credit in my book. Like, I'm like, y'all were not playing.
So they end up having,
damn,
they drive for a little bit to a gas station and they purchase a map, which, I mean, you do have cash available for stuff like this.
Yeah, for sure. But that's scary.
A scary moment for sure. I thought like this was gonna be like they just messed up and they lost type of thing. But they end up getting the map and it ends up working out okay. Kim and Penn are the first. So there's 2 roadblocks in this one. They end up getting to the second roadblock. Who's down for the count? One of the most difficult, in my opinion, roadblocks, at least this season. I won't speak for all the seasons, but
say though that last episode with the rocks, that was hard for almost everyone.
Just like bent over that long, searching like mind-numbingly through like the same rocks over and over, just makes me like go a little crazy. And like, I'm not even doing it, just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's like it's very basic, but it could become so mind-numbingly like so quickly if you really think about it, that it's like hours and no.
There had to be rules set in place of like you can't just like move all the rocks over, like you have to just, you know.
Yeah, we would have started doing some shit like that, like, okay, I'm gonna create a little so I know. Yeah, I don't know. This one, what was this one? Because I missed it.
They're at a I guess it's like a church or something like that. It might just be in like a little plaza area. It's a bunch of columns and arches that make up the side of this sort of like quad plaza area. But so say like it's like this long, you stand here in like a little sectioned off area with like stones. You have to count all the way down, which is probably like 100 to 200 feet, all the little columns, which after a while just start to blend together. And it's like, now it's just like,
hold on,
crazy. Surprisingly though, so Kim and Penn end up getting there first, and Penn decides that he's gonna do the roadblock. And he starts counting, and you have to run, he said, about a quarter of a mile to do the check-in. It's not like you can just, you know, oh, it's 114, it's 113. It's like, no, you have to guess, you have to run back, and if you want to guess again, you have to run all the way back. So he starts the count, and he says something along the lines, like hinting to the fact that he can't do, like, he can't count that far. He just can't like distinguish the columns. So he's like, it's basically a how fast I can run, trying to just guess as many different combinations as I can. Okay. Kind of crazy. Around this time is when Ryan notices that the doorknob is not painted, and they finally get a check.
I'm done.
So then Arun and Natalia finish their door soon after. Again, first time check-in, they get it perfectly right. They have like a string of like getting things right
But they
on
were
the
just,
first go. It's just that they're a little too slow.
yeah, to get there to begin with. They've gotten there sooner and just like knocked it out, like would changed everything. It's they
Mhm,
have a hard time with the driving and the directions.
mhm.
Honestly, like that's what held them up almost every time they became behind.
It's not
And
like they performed badly during most of the challenges. Like a few, I think the one that sticks out to me is just the singing and dancing one. But like,
other than that, no, like no, there's nothing that was like, wow, they really suck at that. Like they had to do it a million times. It was more how they went from point A to point B that was hard for them, which would be hard for me too. So I can't talk because I'm directionally slow. Yeah.
yeah,
And I for Amazon. So
especially in another country
yeah, I came into
where none of the signs are in English.
I would be like, basura. This is
They'd be
basura.
like, take that exit, and you're like, which exit?
They're
Which
like,
one?
like, okay,
The one
by
that we just passed because you took
I
too
was
long.
like, that's me. Like I'm like that. Why do you think I had to get an L and an R tattooed on my left and right hand? Because a bitch doesn't know I'm slow. Like I literally would like, if you would ask me directions, I'd be like, yeah, it's by that one bush, and then there's the Chili's on the right, and then or not on the right. It's the Chili's like in the corner. Like I wouldn't say like it's literally that. I'm like that one house that has the crack on it. Then you turn around there. They're like, so turn left. I'm like,
It's around there. You'll figure it out.
you'll see, when you see the house, you turn towards the house, They're like left or right. I'm like towards the house. So like I would be ARUN and NATALIA in that situation, probably even worse. So
Yeah.
amazing.
I was talking about this with my friend. Like, I don't think I could be the driver. It'd be too stressful.
But I could also see you in the back, like, bitch, did you not turn? Like, put your foot on the gas. Put it on. Okay, I need to drive.
I've been like, I don't care if this is your first day driving a manual car. We gotta win. I'm sorry.
Where am I? Are we filming a show? I probably get
before going on Amazing Race, I need to learn how to drive manual.
yeah. So
Don't know how to do that.
We're gonna start applying, but we got to learn some things first, guys. Okay, but we'll be there.
Mhm.
I mean, because they'll see our channel and we critique them and production, so they'll be like, "Bitch, bye," or they'll take us and they'll be like, "Watch, we're gonna make you look stupid on TV. We're gonna play with you."
100%.
I'll take it though. That's fine. Play with me. I don't care.
Raquel and Kayla arrive to the columns, and surprisingly, Kayla takes an opportunity to like mention like, I messed up by leaving the map. She guesses 106 columns on her first try.
Shut up. You're lying.
First try, and passes up Kim and PENN.
No, you're lying.
And they end up finishing leg 10, Portugal first.
That is insane.
Right around this time, like just seeing them so excited and like knowing it's different when like you see them running up to the final leg, or not the final leg, the pit stop. And like they don't know because they haven't seen other teams of if they're first, but like they genuinely knew because they had just left Kim and PENN that they finished first.
That's crazy.
That they were just like, so excited.
We did that. Like we just did that. Like I don't know, by the grace of God, we did that.
And don't get me wrong, I've been wanting Kim and PENN to win very early on from the season, just because I've liked their personalities. I think that they're
just together. Oh,
they're both super intelligent. Them as a couple is just like amazing. They haven't really had any like arguments.
Like complete each other. They're like, I'm sorry, like they just like
perfect match.
They make me want to believe in love. Like they make me be like, can I be your children? Can I be your best friend? Like your kids have to be like so inspired. Like they're everything. They're just, I don't know if it's a good edit, like whatever, but like to me, they just come across like these amazing people, and they're a great couple, and just like, yes, a million, like, yes. I don't know. They just give it to me. They give me everything.
Also, check out their YouTube channel. I'll put it down below.
This is not sponsored.
No, and like, I just think that you should check it out. I mean, now they're winners. Now you're gonna feel bad if you don't check it out. So anyway, Raquel and Kayla end up finishing first. PENN ends up guessing correctly. They have to run into a lighthouse, which is where the final pit stop is. They come in soon after.
Real quickly though, I'm just gonna say the fact that I even am able to like them, and her name is Kim, and like, I'm sorry, but I'm a petty bitch, and my baby daddy's second baby mama, yes, I'm the third, his second baby mama's name is Kim, and anytime I see that on a package, I'm like, basura, like I'm hella like, I don't do that, like but I love them so much, I don't even care. I'm like, yes, Kim and PENN, like I'm out here saying a girl I don't even like's name because they're just that great. That's just how great they are. So
Raquel and Kayla end up winning a trip to St. Lucia in the
ooh,
Caribbean.
that's
And again, they have a moment talking to Phil, saying that they want to become, you know, the fourth all-women team to
I love that type of like statistic stuff. Like I don't do numbers, but like if someone can break
hearing
it down,
the numbers that someone already did. Yeah.
It's very interesting to me. I love, and I like that. Like the fact they had that goal in mind. And it's, you know, women empowerment. It really wasn't that long ago that we couldn't vote and stuff. Like, let's be real here. It's really
and the fact that only only 3 all-female teams have won out of 33 seasons.
I'm just okay. That's like the big statistic. Like we will be doing a video on Celebrity Big Brother season 2. We both just like took time to watch it since we've been able to kind of chill for a minute, and it is crazy that is honestly is that the only season that there's been 2 people of color? No, except for the last season of Big Brother. That's like the only season that there was 2 people of color in final 2 and the first person of color to win, and that was in 2019.
And that was also only the second time a woman has beaten a man in the final 2.
Like, it was just like, okay, well, I know one of them, and I don't want to talk about that bitch because that bitch no credit, okay? But I'm just saying, like, it was really cool to me actually, because I didn't know who the final 2 was. I knew who won. I didn't know the final 2, and it was interesting to see. It's just always interesting to see those things, and it is crazy when you break it down that it's like only been X, Y, and Z so many times, and we are in 2022 now, right? And at that time, like that wasn't that long ago.
And it's something that you can easily just like not care about or like not even notice until someone tells you, and then you take a step back and you're like,
oh,
you know, that's right.
Yeah.
So we're also going to break down a few of the statistics from this season once we go over the final leg as well. But real quick, finishing out this leg, ARUN and NATALIA are having kind of a little discussion, saying like they really think that they can pull out the win and beat Ryan and Dusty. Dusty ends up guessing the columns correctly and ends up running into 3rd place. NATALIA guesses it right first try as well, but again, so close, but not quite.
Well, it's like that saying, so close but no cigar.
Close but no cigar.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but I didn't know.
But you're like
saying it right.
I think that's something.
I'm like so close, but not quite.
That's like a duck, the old people saying.
Also, real quick, gonna put in a screenshot. Phil kind of looked like Sam Neill, aka Dr. Grant from Jurassic Park here. Just enjoy this. Imagine if he has the red ascot and the hat on, it would be an exact match. Don't lie.
Phil, don't play with.
I think ARUN and NATALIA kind of knew they had come in 4th, although it was still a little bit sad. It wasn't exactly like it's okay, like we knew that we were going to come in 4th. Like I think they genuinely had a good shot.
Maybe there's a chance. So
yeah, so it was a little sad, and especially seeing them do so well this leg. They like really didn't have any hiccups except for the boat with ARUN. And who's to say if ARUN had gotten to the boat first, it could have been ARUN and NATALIA in 3rd.
So that's just fate. But it honestly, I feel like for them just doing it together. Like, obviously you always want to win, but like his daughter having just gotten married or was just about to get married when they really were thinking they were doing it. Them both being big fans of the show and watching it together, like her growing up, like I think just them being able to be there and be there pretty much almost the whole time too, and come back from so many things, like that was like maybe more their journey, you know? Like it was to more of the experience than like the prize. Kind of like Ryan and Dusty. I feel like for them, as good as they were, I think overall, like both of them learned a lot about their friendship, about themselves, and probably got more of like a life lesson and like amazing memories out of it than the win. And that's like kind of okay sometimes. Like sometimes you have to like be okay with that. Like everything does truly happen for a reason. And like
I like to think of Cheryl from season 2, who found out when she got evicted that she had cancer.
right, like
It's like, had she stayed in the house,
he went on and found out he had AIDS or HIV positive or whatever it was, like then he had to leave on his second season. But like he didn't know that, like he didn't know, like he went in, he did some medical stuff, basic stuff you have to do to go on the show, and that's actually how he like found out. And that saved his life, to be honest.
Yeah,
Men don't like to go to the doctor like that, and especially like a headstrong man like that. I'm sure he wasn't going to the doctor a lot. Like,
and
if
people who have met their spouses on Big Brother, Amazing Race, Survivor, The Challenge, it's like maybe you weren't meant to win the money, but maybe this was an avenue for you to meet your future husband or wife.
Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong, you get me and Scotty on there, you just get one of us on there, like, yeah, we want to fucking win. But if it's for a greater good of something else, we'll take that too.
Yeah.
Do you imagine? Imagine though, if like it was just me or you, one of us that just went on, and the rest, and the other one of us is sitting
I'd be going crazy on Twitter.
Right? And sitting here making these videos, like, no, because I swear to God, if I could talk to her, I would slap the shit out of that bitch. She's doing,
I'd be like, what are you doing?
Or put
this
the beer.
Is exactly what we talk about every time.
Jennifer, I know it's free beer. Put it down, Jennifer. And you know how you get.
I'm like back with another live feed update.
Jennifer went off again and crying afterwards, and she says she misses her kids, and it's. Or like you, I'd be like, Scotty told someone they folded their clothes wrong and he's mad again.
They'd be like, Scotty is considering holding a house meeting because the kitchen's dirty.
Nobody cleaned the fucking sink.
I've been like, guys, listen, I know I'm nominated and I know this probably puts me in jeopardy. Can you wash your fucking dishes, please?
Like, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Like, we're all adults here. Like, I don't get it. No, it would be so crazy. But anyways, back to Amazing Race, because this was a great episode.
So just real quick, recapping the final positions. This is again for Greece and Portugal. We have Raquel and Kayla in first, Kim and PENN in second, Ryan and Dusty in third, and ARUN and NATALIA in fourth, which means that they are our eliminated team. And we finally get to move on to the final leg of Amazing Race.
So exciting.
33. This means that we get to come back to the United States, and we don't start in Portugal and then go to United States. They fly everyone, they congratulate everyone on making the finals. And they're all starting from the same spot. They start on top of a tower in LA, which is kind of crazy. Also, Kim and PENN mention if they do win, or I don't think it's Kim and PENN. I think one of the other teams is like, you know, if you guys win, like you'll be the oldest team to have ever won Amazing Race. And they're like, hey, like, let's not throw around our ages. I'm just kidding.
Listen, okay, don't go crazy.
They're really not that old. I guess for Amazing Race, it's typically young 20s, but like 45 and 47 is not crazy.
They're younger than my parents by a lot, but I guess for winners of the show in history, yeah.
Because you always get like fresh college students or like,
I guess,
people off Big Brother or something like that. So So they start at the top of a building. There's 4 extension towers that each have like their own set of elevators. They run off the top of the top like helipad section down to the clue boxes, and they find out that they're locked. The clue basically says like the combination goes up and down, something along those lines. Immediately, immediately Kayla is like,
we've listened to your comment.
is looking across the way and is like looking at the elevator and is like, oh my God, it's on the elevator. Kim and Penn, similar amount of time. They end up running through like the stairs at first, like going in the elevator. But Ryan and Dusty, love them. It's just,
it was rough.
It was rough to watch.
It was hard.
And it's not the first time that it's been rough to watch for them. No. The rocks, the painting of the door, the cheese.
The cheese
was real bad.
Rocks.
They straight up switched which one they were doing. And it's, again, I absolutely love them throughout the season. Love their chemistry. I think that they were absolutely amazing.
I love their story. I love seeing Dusty's growth.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing Ryan's just ability to be so grounded and understanding and just like a great partner to his like lifelong friend, like that is really beautiful to see, like the whole thing, like it's really cool.
Amazing chemistry also. Like you need someone like a Ryan to hold down a Dusty and like talk them down, like center them, because Ryan, I really didn't see him get phased at all this whole season.
No, I'm a Dusty. I'm a blow the fuck up kind of bitch.
I'm a Dusty too.
That's why we work, but maybe, you know, I could see us also being like at one
I feel
point,
like we're a Lulu and Lala. We're gonna end up like,
I don't even mess with you.
This is like the 3rd Slovakia we've eaten. Come on.
I literally like, God, someone cast us. I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna lie. Good TV. Like we would be pissed, but the audience would be entertained.
I'd be so annoyed. I'm like, Jen, we painted this fucking door a million fucking times. Why aren't we getting it? And you're like, Scott, you're the fucking artist. You need to relax.
I'd be like, this is your thing. This is not my thing. Go.
I'm like, Jen, step away for a second, please. Like, let me paint. Let me paint.
But I'm
like, you're not painting in the middle. Anyway.
Oh, but such good TV. Don't even lie.
Amazing.
To get on the right page, like there is a chance. Like we can make it work.
Yeah. And then we'll be an ARUN and NATALIA, and like we're running in and Phil's like, how you guys doing? And Jen's like, oh fuck. We're getting eliminated.
And then I start crying and you're like, Jennifer, they're filming us. Hold it together. This is our families are watching. And I'm gonna be
doing like the confessional interviews. And I'm like, well, I mean, even though it wasn't my fault, I guess, like, you know.
It would be so bad, but so good.
So
we digress.
Kayla ends up seeing the combination first. They end up getting into the box. They have to drive to El Pueblo.
You said that so white.
El Pueblo de Los Angeles. I'm just gonna say it. Look at me. Don't come for me. Anyway, they drive to this this kind of area with a bunch of piñatas set up, and they have to smash 3 specific ones. It was like a taco, a donkey, and a star, and each one had a clue in it, but one of them,
and the other person is directing you to do this.
And there's a million piñatas.
A million's a little fetched. There was a lot of piñatas.
There was probably like,
and the fighting
100. Probably like 100.
Yeah, there was a good
There was a lot.
It was, they're on the floor looking like, wait, that's a smaller donkey. That must be the donkey. Like, yeah, it was.
Yeah, and they were similar too. So it's not just like, oh, just walk to this one and then a little bit to the right, it's like, no, there's multiple donkey pinatas, there's multiple star pinatas,
Yeah.
multiple taco pinatas. So it was kind of hard. So Raquel and Kayla end up getting their, they end up getting the clue first, but I believe Kim and Penn end up getting to the location first, even though they see the combination second. Ryan and Dusty get in the elevator, and when this happened, I was like, no, I know they're not going to win because they're spending too much time going up and down in the elevator, when I'm like, it's on the outside. And like they kept looking around and not like looking at the, I mean, again, I'm not going to act like I would get up there and be like, oh, it's the elevators, duh. You have a million like buildings, you're looking at cars, landmarks, you're like, okay, I don't know what this clue could be referencing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think about it too broadly and it's more specific than you think. But they eventually end up finding it. I believe Ryan ends up seeing, or no, Dusty ends up seeing it on the elevator.
Yeah, it took
and they finally get the combination.
Quite a while. That's how they lost the game, honestly. Truly.
Yeah, I think had they had found the combination around the same time Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla did, they would have stood a chance, I think. But this kind of solidified them as the third place. We still get to watch them throughout the race, but they do not cross Kim and Penn or Raquel and Kayla's path at all.
No. It was close at the end though, and that was fun to watch.
It was. So Raquel and Kayla are right behind Kim and Penn. We talked about the pinatas. Penn and Raquel are the ones hitting the pinatas. Kim and Kayla are directing them. Then once they get all the clues, they have to go to a Foley artist studio, which this was probably my favorite part of the finale, I think.
Yeah,
other than the winners, but
that's just like because it's in your realm of things that you like a lot.
Yeah, like movie effects, like behind the scenes stuff. Basically, if you don't know what Foley artists are, most sounds in TV shows and movies are not the actual sound that you're like watching. If someone's bouncing a basketball, they can't record that sound in a park with a bunch of other, noise going on. They have to do after dubbing for dialogue, or like, if you've seen like a party scene, it's dead quiet when they're filming those, and they add in the music later. Basically, they're using a bunch of different objects to recreate the sounds from past Amazing Race scenes. We get the watermelon slingshot. We got my bowl is broken.
Yeah.
We got the pies in the face.
The clinking of the glasses.
And then the rolling of the needle in the haystack.
Yeah.
So they both end up getting their Raquel and Kayla get there first, Kim and Penn second, and both teams are kind of struggling, and it's one of my favorites, but I think it would be annoying to do in person when you're under stress.
Probably wouldn't be into it. Probably be like,
you have multiple different like so for example, like the sound of like the pie, you have the clinking of the glasses at first, and then you have to quickly grab the sponges with the water and like make it sound like pies hitting both the face and the floor. For the bowl one, you have to make like the sounds of like him walking through mud and like the whip and like all this stuff. A lot of stuff to remember.
And to be like exactly right on time.
Yeah, and this is another thing where it's like, by the nature of like what it is, they could say like it's a pass without it being a full pass or not.
That's true. It's a little objective.
It's the same thing with any type of singing or dancing. It's like
art. Yeah.
How exact are we going for? They end up watching the guy do a demo first, so it's not like they're going into it and just like make these sounds, and it's like there's sponges and some tinsel. Like, what do you want me to do?
Look at it.
So Raquel and Kayla end up finishing first. Kim and Penn very close behind. So close, in fact, they asked the same person for directions outside the building. And Raquel and Kayla have a moment.
Where they're
And I
like,
think the reason they made this stand out is because they got second.
yeah,
They have a moment. Do you want to explain the whole direction fiasco?
so basically there's this guy standing outside of Sir, which I was like, oh, product placement for Vanderpump Rules, but okay. And it was, they asked him for directions to the LA Galaxy stadium, and he tells them, and right as he's just finishing telling them, Kim and Penn come out and they're like, oh, tell us how to get there. And like Raquel was like, oh, I should have told him not to tell him. Oh, I should have said something. I wish I said something. Oh, I should have said something. And they're all driving away at the same time, basically. So it was kind of like, it's coming down to, you're not trying to be mean, but also it's like, it's coming down to seconds. So that could have made a huge difference had the guy not helped Kim and Penn, and they already had the directions and they zoomed off. But yeah,
I think this, as well as the next challenge, was the turning point for Kim and Penn to get first. They both end up getting to LA Galaxy, and for your Big Brother fans out there, you probably were like, oh, this looks familiar. It's very much a Final Four veto competition setup. You have clues on the wall that you have to then put up. It's even in the same kind of triad format where everyone's kind of sequestered, but in the same like area. Here's the thing. I don't know if I like this competition. I think it was okay. It was just like the clues, they're not being the exact number of answers for clues. I get to make it more difficult, but like for like the candy to be different or like the coins to be different, I'm like, this is like, I get it.
You're giving,
I just would have been annoyed.
Yeah, I would have been like, come on.
I'd have been like, it's candy in the pinata. Like, I know it's not the exact color, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely tripped them both up.
They both ended up really struggling with Raquel and Kayla, the candy. And they both end up messing up the coin, the face of the coin.
But then start second guessing everything else, and then start mixing up.
Then they start switching up the Napoleon, they start switching up the cars, the boats. It's like, and this is another thing where it's like, I feel like I would self-implode on Amazing Race because of something like this. Or like the door, where I'd be like, maybe they need the paint all to be filled in. Maybe it's not as simple as just painting the doorknob. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, you start just your mind. It's tricky.
But we have a little segment where Kim was like, I made sure to like write down in like a notebook, like little things like what car we drove, or like what the face of the coin looked like, or like who we talked to at this checkpoint and this one. And it's like, that could have made a difference.
I think it did. I really think it did.
So
first try, they started second guessing themselves, but technically they only had one thing off.
Yeah. And I mean, they started switching stuff up, but then Kim was like, no, I'm pretty sure it's just the coin that we're messing up. Like, try switching out all the coins. Raquel and Kayla were getting a little frustrated. We saw it a little bit at the Foley, the first time that they both kind of seemed agitated.
Yeah. They had to like pull it together.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And I felt kind of bad because they're right there. They literally just have to run into the stadium next door, and to hear like your competition like run off and like know that they're getting the whole celebration and you just lost has to be like,
finish. Like,
I'd rather walk in 10 minutes later than like 30 seconds after, you know?
Yeah, it was rough, but it was cool to see a close final. Yeah. Like, that was cool.
Last season it was a blowout.
Yeah,
Will and James just completely crushed it.
Yeah.
So Kim and Penn end up running into the stadium. They're greeted by the teams that were able to come back. So Michael and Mo, Lulu and Lala, ARUN and NATALIA, Akbar and Sherry, and Phil. And they are announced the new winners of season 33, Amazing Race, $1 million. Oldest couple, 45 and 47 to win. And then we get kind of like a moment. Kim talks about like battling anxiety throughout the race. We saw that most during the bungee jumping off the dam. And also Penn's ADHD. I think they were just kind of like little like comments. It's like they won. They want to use, you know, the opportunity that they have to kind of speak on some of their own personal stuff and see if anyone else can relate to them. I definitely appreciated them. Just like,
I just love them. They're
so amazing.
He's like, this is your win, babe. You're the one that wrote down those things. She's like, no, it's yours. He's like, all right, and cut.
and they're like, they're talking about like how like their kids will be able to see like how studying pays off, and like how like their parents were able to finish what they started. Like it was just, it was amazing. I loved
every second of it.
I would have loved any of these three teams to be the winners because they all have their own deserving reasons. Raquel and Kayla, I mean, getting laid off as flight attendants during COVID-19. Ryan and Dusty, just kind of their whole history and friendship. Even in ARUN and NATALIA, as a father and daughter, it's like any of these teams deserve it for their own reasons, you know?
So, well, and I called it. And those are my people. I was like, yes.
Absolutely adore them. Also, real quick, I don't think I realized, but second and third place also win money.
That either.
Because I felt so bad. I was like, I would be so irritated if obviously they get some sort of like money for being on the show, but like,
and they got some prizes if they won certain legs.
Yeah. So Raquel and Kayla ended up getting $25,000 for coming in second. And then Ryan and Dusty, $10,000 for coming in third.
Yeah, but it's a lot less than $1 million, but it is still money. Money is money.
Yeah. So real quick, we're going to go over the final positions for the final leg of season 33. So this was the United States leg. First place, Kim and Penn. Second place, Raquel and Kayla. And third place, not to be forgotten, Ryan and Dusty.
And then these fun statistics that Scotty looked up.
Yeah, so Kim and Penn ended up having an average placement of 2.09. All these statistics are from Amazing Race Fandom, so you can go check them out over there. 2.09, meaning that they averaged pretty much second place the entire race. It just takes an average of their placement throughout the entire thing. Obviously, the longer you're in it, the more legs that they have to factor in. So again, first place 5 times, including the last leg. Lowest placement was 5th place. That was it.
Yeah, they killed it the whole time.
Raquel and Kayla, their average was 2.72. So if you round it to the nearest whole number, 3rd place overall for their entire run. However, the lowest spot they ever got was 6th place. They also got first twice, second place 4 times, including the last leg, and then 3rd and 4th twice. So again, pretty good statistics. Ryan and Dusty averaged 2.36, so closer to 2nd place overall. More in the middle between Kim and Penn and Raquel and Kayla. Ryan and Dusty ended up getting first 3 times, 2nd place 3 times, 3rd place 4 times, and 4th place once.
Yeah.
So again, because I think had they won first, like maybe 1 or 2 more times, they probably would have had the best average overall.
Yeah, it's crazy. Their average is a little surprising to me.
Again, first season without a U-turn, first season to have 45 and 47-year-old winners.
Hey. I love
this is
it.
also the first time, I believe, Amazing Race has been just located in Europe and then the US.
Yeah, it was very
no South America, no Asia, no Australia.
yeah, it's interesting.
I don't think they've ever gone to like Antarctica.
Yeah, it's probably a COVID thing though.
Yeah, I think because they were already in Europe and they were like, it's a lot closer to get to these different countries than it is flying all the way to, I don't know, like than flying to Australia just for one leg. Just, and also I'm sure it was a cost thing of like
everything for sure.
So I believe with that, this is also the first season that they brought players back.
It has a lot of firsts. It's really cool. It was a great season. I love it.
Here's my question now. I know that this is a recent season. It's fresh in our minds. We just watched the finale. How does it compare to season 32?
I mean, I feel like to me they're kind of even. I like them both equally in different ways for different reasons, but neither one of them was I ever like, I have to watch this like I have with some shows. Like never ever. Like they always gave.
It's so consistent with okay, here's my thing. I love Big Brother, don't get me wrong. However,
it can be a little
speaking to the broader like consumer of reality TV, I think Amazing Race is probably Amazing Race and Survivor, the two easiest shows to get into. It's not as complicated as Big Brother. It's not as long as Big Brother.
Yeah.
A lot more fast paced than something also like The Challenge.
Yeah.
But I think the only downside is the drama aspect, where
not quite
typically they cast a lot more less problematic people, more like wholesome people, which is a nice change of speed. I wouldn't want, wholesome people on every show because then you don't get drama.
Yeah, that's true. But it works.
But I think that's something Amazing Race just never feels like nasty. It never feels rude or like problematic or like anything like that. It's just a nice show to watch.
Yeah. I love it.
I think I would rate the previous season possibly like a perfect 10. And I think I would rate this season like a 9.5. I think I might like the previous season just a little bit better. Okay. I think had COVID not been in this season and without the many non-elimination legs, I think I would have liked it for a perfect 10.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I feel you. Well, write in the comments, y'all. Let us know. What do you think? Survivor starts on March 9th. So we are back with that. Then Big Brother's right around the corner. I'm sure there'll be an episode or Challenge All Stars. Oh, we just got a lot going on.
And we also will be reviewing season 2 of Celebrity Big Brother. So look out for that video. We'll go in depth on all the players, a few recaps throughout the season, just giving our thoughts.
Yes. But oh, you don't want to miss any of it. So you need to like, comment, share, subscribe so you can catch everything we have to say.